Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading for Tuesday, January 24th. And this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take the parts that do resonate. If it does not, leave the parts that do not resonate, as those may be meant for someone else. All right, so I was reading your comments, and there were some people that were saying that they liked me doing my readings just showing the cards. So I keep going back and forth with this. I do like being in front of the camera now. I kind of like having that one-on-one connection, but I also understand for those of you that want to look at the cards. So I'm going to do both. So I'm going to try and do it. We'll see how long it lasts. It's a lot of work, but I thought what I would do is I would do readings in front of the camera, and then I would do readings just showing the cards. So that way, everybody hopefully is happy. I love doing it both ways. I enjoy doing it just looking at the cards. I'm enjoying doing it in front of the camera. So I love doing both. So I don't feel like it's not my choice. I just feel like I'm just adding another choice in there. So just wanted to let you know that that's why I was doing that. I don't have a camera set up where I can show the overhead. I know that Minnow Pontero, I know that he shows them both ways. I'm not as fancy as he is. Maybe someday, but not right now. So anyways, that's what I was planning on doing. So let's get to your reading for today and see what energies we have going on for today for Capricorn, and let's see what Capricorn may be struggling with. So we got a bunch of cards that don't want to go in. So we have some that's standing out. So we have the King of Wands. We have the Page of Wands, communication, having trouble with communication. Could be somebody that's older. For some reason, I just thought of that, like somebody that's older than you, because we have the Page, which is younger, and then the King of, which is older. So we have the King of Wands, we have the Page of Wands. So like I said, I was feeling that it could be struggling with some communication with somebody who is older or wiser than you, or somebody who has more information than you know, who's been around more, who knows more about a situation that you're having communication problems with that. And then we have the Five of Cups. So I feel like you don't want to listen to what they have to say. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to communicate with this person. You don't want to, you're having trouble communicating with this person. Maybe you're having trouble getting through to this person, or you're having trouble with this person trying to understand you. What is it that you need to look at for today? We have the Page of Cups, another young energy, Six of Swords, and Three of Wands. So we have the Page of Cups, we have the Six of Swords, and then we have the Three of Wands. So moving on from the situation and looking towards the future, and what are those changes that you can make? I feel like it's new feelings. How do you change that? What are those new feelings, those new directions, right? What is a new way to resolve problems with this person? All right, energy is coming in for you. We have Seven of Pentacles. Coming in for you today is you're like, wait a minute, I got to stop. I got to think about this, right? Before I take action, I got to think about this. We have Temperance, patience, compromise, compromising on a situation today. So compromise, finding that compromise that works for both of you. And then we have Judgment, hearing the message that maybe some things need to be changed up. Maybe something needs to be changed up here between the two of you. All right, so let's get Lenormand. All right. King of Wands and the Bridges. Connecting with this person. You are having trouble connecting with someone today. You're having trouble kind of bridging that gap, figuring things out. You're having trouble with communication. You're having trouble with each person having their side heard. This could be a friendship, right? Because we have the Dog, which is trouble communicating with a friend, right? Or you're losing that communication with that friend, or it's a partnership and you're like, well, I feel like our friendship, we've lost our friendship within the relationship, right? Or it could be with a friend. And then we have a 5 of Cups and the magnifying glass. And I feel like you're having trouble with seeing what the problem is, right? Knowing exactly what's going on here, or knowing exactly how do you feel about the situation. Sometimes when something is fresh or something is new or something has happened or you have all this frustration, it's hard to see our true feelings because in the moment we're really angry or we're frustrated or we're irritated, right? And we can't really figure out how, what's really going on here because our judgment is being clouded. What do you need to look at is that stability within the relationship. Is how do you get things back on track, right? Those emotions and those feelings, and getting things back on track. What does that mean for you? What does that represent? What do you have to cut out? What do you have to let go of, right? Because we have the Sith here, which is cut out, right? Get rid of. What do you have to get rid of in order to move forward? What is it that you feel you need in order to move on in this situation, right? What is bothering you, and being able to express that to the other person without putting them on the defense, without blaming them, without saying, but just being true to this is, and saying, this is how I feel. This is how your actions are making me feel, or this is how I feel in this situation, and this is my truth, right? And not saying, well, it's your fault that I feel this way, or you haven't this, or you haven't that, right? It's all about your approach and your communication, right? What are those things that you need to cut out? What are those things that you need to leave behind in order to move forward? We have the key and the bird cage and the flower, and then we have the 3 of Wands, which is moving forward and opening up that door, that key to your heart, right? Key to the relationship, key to getting things back on track. What is that? You have to ask yourself that question, is what does that mean to me? What does that represent to me? What is it that I need from this person, right? But also I feel like asking that person, what does that person need from me? What do I need to do? What do I need to change? What do I need to do to help this situation, to help this relationship, right? To help this friendship, or whatever this connection is, right? What do I need to do? It's not just what they need to do, but also what do I need to do? Future energies, I love it. When you stop and you take a break and you think about things and you say, okay, there's a problem here. I need to solve it. I need to ask myself questions and figure it out. That brings sunshine, right? It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel good. If you see her face there, she has that smile on her face of contentment. And she's like, yeah, I feel better, right? I'm so glad that I stopped. I'm so glad that I didn't keep going and have resentment build up and anger and frustration build up. I'm so glad that I took a step back and I dealt with this situation instead of letting it go. I thought things out, right? We have the man, the thinking man here. And then we have Sagittarius, and it is that compromise, working things out, right? Thinking about how do we move on from here? What do we do moving on from here? What is it that we need to change? What is it that I need to change, right? Figuring things out. Hearing the message. Judgment, and then we have the labyrinth, going back and forth, but reaching your destination. And sometimes you have to go back and forth. You have to have that conversation back and forth. You have to have that back and forth between people, that it can't just always be one way. It can't be their way, it can't be your way, that you have to work together as a partnership in order to work on this friendship, right? That's what it is that back and forth. And that's what I feel like you stop and you take a look at that in order to figure that out. All right, so let's get some energy oracle to close out. Get an oracle message for today. We have caring connections. I love it, because that's what this was all about, was caring connections, right? Having caring connections where you feel that it's a partnership, where you feel that it's a back and forth, that you feel that caring, that you care for that person cares for you, and stopping and working on that today, right? That if there is a problem and there is a situation and you need to bridge that gap between you and that person, this could be a family member, it could be a parent, it could be somebody older or wiser, it could be somebody at work, whatever that relationship you feel that is, affecting you today, that needs to be worked on. All right, so let's grab one of these wisdom oracles. We have co-create. which means working together. So that's kind of like the theme for today, is working together, right? As a team, both on the same side, trying to figure out solutions, trying to figure out problems, right? The labyrinth is going back and forth. And it's, how do I figure this out? But working together to figure out the problems and not just blaming it on one person. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support of my channel. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.